odd one.
Listen, I've watched this show. I can't be more handicapped because I'm retarded for watching this show.
Oh, it's loyal, and then
Maybe.
and then this happens.
No, it's not.
Why did you get a wig from the reject shop, you fucking idiot? Like that would have cost you $2, you fucking what? What is it, for fuck's sake? Just get a fucking proper head on the and some ears, like proper ears, like a twitchy fucking ears, and some kind of like droopy eyebrows. Like it's not that hard. Like you've got the actor, just get it right. You fucking Jesus.
Rand's road of trials on his hero's journey was dealing with a drugged-up best friend and a mid-looking black chick trying to sleep with him and then stealing his stuff and trying to stab him when he refused.
Yeah.
That's not epic fantasy. That's like a Tuesday night out in Atlanta. Like, how is this like an epic fantasy story? This is ridiculous.
Rand lifts up Egwene again, carrying her across the room as they kiss. He lays her down on the sheepskin rug in front of the dwindling fire, puts his body on top of hers. He pulls back from their kiss, and their faces are just inches apart now, the fire casting soft light on them. You know, my dad said I used to pick you baskets of berries to bring you when I was a kid, like some lovesick puppy. Sounds sweet to me. Rand pulls a small raspberry from his pocket with a roguish smile. He runs it down her nose and drops it sensually between her lips.
No. In Edmund's Field, women like absolutely dominated the entire social strata of like relationships and domestic life. By making it like this weird hookup culture, they actually made the women less powerful than they were in the book.
Flicker, 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 flicker. I have won again, Luz Theron.
All right. This is so awesome, guys. I got to add Amber to the stage.
Hey,
but we're all here.
You're probably picking up my microphone, which is picking up the thing. So I'm muting myself for a minute while I fix that.
Oh, that's perfect.
See, Dain, my microphone issues were totally professional YouTuber things.
Yeah, you only needed 15 minutes to sort it out, and thankfully we did that beforehand.
Technically savvy is not on my resume, but we don't need to talk about that.
It's not like you fly helicopters or anything. It's not like you need to know how to use technology. Perfect.
No, someone else built it. I just break it.
So everybody, we're gonna take a little time. Hopefully, people show up in chat because this is going to be far more chat interactive than any of my other streams where I basically ignore chat. I'm actually going to be reading some stuff. So first, adieu. Let's say hi to some people in chat. Like, oh wait a second, Pips, this is you. For crying out loud. That's me. Okay, great. Thanks for that. Staple Bow is here. Okay, Staple Bow's he's a staple. God, I'm clever this morning. Hail all. Wow, a live stream while I'm awake. How fun. The reason we're doing it at this hour is Pips is actually undercover in an undisclosed location far overseas, and he hasn't been able to take part in a lot of the White Cloak stuff for season 3. So let's get him on here. And the other thing is we're going to do a episode 7 prediction stream only, because finally I think we have enough confidence that the show is only going to be doing the Pern Two Rivers storyline for this episode. So it's kind of like a mini finale in and of itself. With previous episodes, the difficulty with your predictions is always, well, it might not happen in the next episode. It might happen the one after. But since we're going to be focusing on episode 7, the Pern storyline only, we think maybe we can get a decent episode-specific bingo card together. So that's why we're doing this, and we're doing it this hour to get Pips involved. So Max, language, geez. Exactly. Tech-Mex and Amber. We've got some great guests on today. We got Will joining us. Excellent. Spaced Oyster. Howdy doody. How's it going, guys? All right. So that's it in chat. The first thing that I'll say is I prepared some materials that we can go through first. The first thing we're going to go through is the episode-specific trailer to kind of discuss about particular events. But I will say anything that's obvious from the trailer, please don't use as a prediction. Don't be like Dain Bornhold shows up because we know that, and the Tinkers show up because that's been revealed. It's not a good guess. And once we've migrated from that, we are going to do our incredibly stupid Wheel of Time bingo predictions by different categories, if that makes sense. So I thought to segregate things out by character across the top, and then us as guests, we're going to try our book accurate predictions. So if the show was going to do something from the books, what would that be? Stupid show predictions. So what do we think they're probably going to do, but maybe inspired by some of the changes we've seen? Super chat predictions. I have a whole column for it. It only takes like 99 cents, but if you are in chat and you desperately want to screw up my bingo card by putting like Dain Bornhold gets killed in the Dain Bornhold section, let's say right here, Dain dies, then you can do it, and it only costs you 99 cents. And all the money that we raise via this goes to buying copies of the books for public school libraries in and around where Alex lives, because he ain't driving that far. The next row is for the best of chat. So we'll be reading chat. People will be wanting to highlight. We'll beat it up. But if we hear some really great chat predictions, or if you preempt something that someone on the panel is going to say, we can put it in this row. And then finally, our bottom column is in the unlikely event we get a 6th through 10th super chat. Again, I think they're only like 99 cents at a minimum. We'll put this down here. Otherwise, we have overflow for everyone. So have more people trickled in? Yeah, I see we got something like 15 people viewing online. So it could just be Pips again, watching it with multiple accounts. So thanks, buddy. Staplebow, what are you saying? I can't wait to see the Trollocs have their fiery but mostly peaceful protest. I don't know if they'll have signs, but that would be an interesting prediction.
Did I tell you I got a video demonetized for that very thing?
Oh, goodness.
Is this made as the same thing? No.
No, I included a clip of the fiery and mostly peaceful protests, and my video got demonetized, and I contested it. It was manually reviewed, and they said, no, this clip contains violence. So either YouTube is lying or CNN was.
Are you not able to rate your own videos?
I rated it myself, and it was flagged. It was manually flagged by YouTube and then manually reviewed after I requested a review.
Wow.
You said either YouTube was lying or CNN was lying, and I think you have to acknowledge option 3. Why not both?
¿Por qué no los dos, baby?
We've also got a cute baby comment already. So we're pulling out all the stops to draw in viewers today, guys. Absolutely.
Yeah, hopefully she won't make too much noise.
How old is she?
That's a great question.
When was she born?
We went through this. We went through this.
She was born in November. Do I remember which day?
Profit.
I could look it up on my phone.
5-6 months, possibly.
Yeah, 5 months.
He's alleging that he's already had like a dozen, or was it a baker's dozen children? So like he can't remember. It's all a blur. Because we did previously make fun of him for not knowing how many months old his child is.
All right, guys. I say we get started. So since no one's really tired of hearing me talk yet, let's run through the trailer frame by frame and kind of discuss any observations that we see. Remember, we're doing this.
I got it wrong. She's 6 months now. So.
Oh dear. we gotta preclude these predictions. So anything that we deign from these slides, we can't really use in our bingo card. So Pern and Fail, although I'm calling her Mandarb, and I think one of the Cawthon girls is the first frame that shows up.
Yep.
I don't think there's a whole lot to learn from this. It looks like they're building defenses. So that's kind of this the scaffold up front, so they're preparing for war in the two rivers. I think we knew that was happening.
So somebody in another review that has seen this episode already said that there's a very long montage in this, a music montage. So
we get another musical episode.
I don't know if it's a
I was
song,
promised only one.
It's a montage that they said it's like at least 5 minutes, which is a very long montage, and it's the town prepping for battle and stuff. So it'll all be given to us very quickly, which is actually an appropriate way to do that. So.
Right? Yeah, that makes sense. Can I also preempt chat? You encouraged chat to ruin our bingo card. It's already ruined because you have show accurate predictions and show inaccurate positions.
All you need
right next to each other. I'm just saying it's already going to be impossible to get a vertical bingo.
No, it's not, because you forget. Like a book accurate prediction might be Pern offers to turn himself into the White Cloaks if they fight. And then a show accurate prediction would be Pern doesn't turn himself into the White Cloaks even though they fought. It's the offer and then the refusal without explanation. That's something from the books, but how the show basically ruins it in the same sense. We'll work it out. I think it's possible.
I think we can harmonize some of our guesses. I think it's possible.
Ethan, Bran Alvear has been replaced by his wife. That's also. We'll get to that in the slides coming up, but that's definitely.
That is a good. Do we even see Perrin's family at all?
Do I want to? I don't want to scramble.
It is weird that they made the choice of saying that his family was alive and then never showing them. I was confused by that.
It's bizarre that they kill off Matt's family instead of Perrin's.
Yeah. And they then did the thing where he's like in the cherry blossom sort of orchard, and it's like, man,
like he's mourning.
I can see the reason why they would do this. It's, I mean, not book accurate, but he's already lost his wife. So if he were to come back and lose his entire family too, it would be inexcusable to have Alana sitting there going, oh yeah, but I lost my warder.
It already is.
Her all that time.
Yeah.
It already is, right. But the thing is if he had just suffered a great loss like that, it would have been very inappropriate to take the time to do that with Alana. So they had to remove the death that he comes home to and replace it with it's Matt's family who's gone. And they did put a death in there, but it still means less to Pern because it's not his mom.
It would be
barbecued.
It would be even weirder to have him banging Fail too,
All right, so Pern is blacksmith.
They had other options to fix that problem, namely just not have Alana be there in that scene where he's mourning his family.
Exactly.
Pern actually,
did we really need to know that her face paint is actually a dude's ashes?
No, but they made these changes because that was the priority for them. The priority was we want Alana, we want to discuss what her mourning is like. I mean, this was his moment, but they gave it to her. He had this was my wife's. We plant a tree for everybody who dies, or plant, apple seed in their hand, whatever. And then the majority of that conversation is her dealing with her mourning. And I'm like, this is supposed to be Perrin's moment, but it makes sense that it wouldn't be the way that they wrote it because she was the one who suffered the greatest loss most recently, not him. But if they had switched that, it would have been very inappropriate and obviously inappropriate to give it to her.
Yeah. Also, are any of you guys Catholic? Does ash stay on your skin that long?
Well,
I'm assuming that she's
with egg white.
She's got a little compact, and she sits there and
she just reapplies every morning.
Yeah, exactly. Probably several times throughout the day, to be honest. I mean,
all right. Let's run through the rest of these slides and then rapid fire, okay? So I think what we're getting here, we saw Pern blacksmithing in the previous scene, so he actually apparently makes something. This is obviously all the Two Rivers folk learning how to fight.
Is Aram credited in season 3? Do we know?
Yeah, he's right here.
Oh, there he is. Oh, okay, perfect. I was wondering if we saw the Tinkers in this trailer.
You think we're going to kill his mom in this?
I think she might get slapped by the White Cloaks again. Oh, no. That would be funny, though. She's battered, but...
She's basically the signature the signature Tuatha on, right?
Yeah,
so if we use her.
She's right here. It might be that the grandfather, Rain, has passed in the previous attack. So a big question, and we'll save it for the bingo card, is whether Aram picks up a sword or not, because that would be something book accurate. But they also might do something like he gets killed right away. So we'll see.
I think we were promised several deaths this season too. So
yeah, we'll see how many of them stick.
I remember him bragging about how he was going to surprise us with people dying. He already got Natty Cawthon, I guess. So,
I mean, again, though, given season 1 into season 2, I mean, any death that actually sticks is a surprise in this show. So, did he mean he's going to surprise us with people dying? Like the people who die will be a surprise, or the fact that they stay dead will be a surprise?
I like that prediction. That
Spaced Oyster, that you suck so much. Yeah, probably. There might be some friction between the maidens and the Tinkers showing up, and then the maidens just somehow know that. Oh,
you mean the thing that they're not allowed to talk about?
Yeah.
Okay, so we also know Dain shows up,
but it would make even less sense if it's maidens too, because they haven't gone through the arches.
Yeah,
but it would be on brand. It would be on brand.
That is him with Lord Luke, yeah, and an axe on his back, because Pern's going to take that axe.
No. Okay, we'll save that for the bingo card. So they built defenses, so it looks like there's only one road in or out of the Two Rivers Grate. Yeah. This is Alana doing another big link channel. So they're probably going to do
using the girls. And who else is there, though? It's the two sisters, Alana and...
Yeah, it's Bode and Eldrin and maybe one other Two Rivers girl. And they're going to link again. So this is a callback to the end of season 1.
Well, that'll make some people on Twitter happy. They were trying to figure out why exactly the Trolloc invasion was going to be a problem, because shouldn't it be like a tiny fraction of the number of people that were, storming the Blight?
Indeed.
There's definitely a blue dress. Like, it's not going to be Alana it's not going to be Varen that shows up, right? Based on the color of the dress there.
Hilarious.
So on the screen right now, we have Loyal going into the ways, and I don't know if he's going to his doom, because he was sent away by Pern in a different clip. So maybe he's going off to write his book, or what would be even dumber is he shows up and saves the day at the end of the battle with a whole bunch of ogier he picked up from the steading.
I think that he's going to go in. I think this is going to be I think this might be the book accurate thing. He's going to go in and take the leaf from the inside of the door, like that would make any difference in the show.
All right. We're almost through the slideshow, because at a certain point there were too many ads popping up on the YouTube, so I couldn't screenshot it. But Pad and Fane is here with White Cloak outfits, so I don't know how he's going to fit in to the defenses or anything.
Pern looks big. Up with the other Trollocs. Remember, he showed up. With his gang of guys, right?
Yeah, he had 2 intros in the last episode.
Yeah, so maybe you've got Loyal who's going to go in through the ways, and he's going to take the leaf. The thing is how did Pad and Fane get to? Come on, where was the place in season 1, the end of season 1? Because everyone told me, he used a leaf key. I'm like, he did? And I'm like, yeah, it was in like an extended scene.
When he showed up to Faldara with,
So he's got a key anyway. So even if Loyal takes the key and is like, they've got no Aes Sedai to channel and open the thing, well, they still have Pad and Fane and his leaf key, right?
The leaf key is a show invention, because the leaves of the Waygate are a feature of the Waygate. And as far as I can remember, there needs to be one on either side to open it. Yeah. You could lock it by taking the second one and putting it on the outside, but then someone who comes from outside can unlock it, or you could pull the leaves away, and then that Waygate dies over time. So those are the mechanics, but Fane having a leaf on his own that works on Waygates, that's a show invention and just silly. But
It also looked more like the brooch clip from Lord of the Rings than a leaf made out of stone.
Yes. Okay, we're getting close to the end of this slideshow. So there's white cloaks getting involved in the fighting. So I think they're helping out. This is a big flashy scene. They actually have a Trolloc that kind of runs like a dog, which is kind of cool. But whatever. There's Marin Alvear taking charge of...
Great screenshot.
I think, again, it's low resolution, but I'm pretty sure this is a defensive line of all women. So yay. And then Mandarb.
The white cloaks.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, these quick slides are only up to basically show kind of the premise of the of what we know is probably going to be happening. So visually, so we don't need like predictions that are so general that they're confirmed by the trailer or the teaser that we saw here. So let me just remove that and add now to stage my PowerPoint. And let's start some discussion, guys. And if we can do it by character and maybe fill a column going down. And chat, this is where you guys get involved. Again, super chats, 99 cents. You could get your dumb prediction on with us. All the money is going to a good cause because Alex goes and buys copies of the books to put in libraries for kids. So open up to you guys. Who wants to jump first? What do you think is a book accurate or book inspired prediction involving Pern's arc that we can reasonably assume they're going to do on the show?
Does Lord Luke count as Pern's arc?
I would put him more in the all other character predictions.
Okay, all right, we'll save him for later.
I have one to start out with, unless Amber, if you've got one, I will let ladies go first. But otherwise,
no, you go ahead.
I'm going to predict, just because this show cannot get enough of the overly rushed melodrama around relationships. I think Pern and Mandarb's marriage, their wedding, I think it's going to happen.
Nobody gets married in this show, but
yeah, they don't have
right.
morals.
I will modify it. The two of them, well, they already probably banged in the previous episode, though, right? So like it's gonna be their Two Rivers wedding. It'll be
that sexual healing.
Will it happen before or after the battle?
After. I think it'll be after.
I think so too. It'll be the celebration.
Yeah, it'll be the scene from Return of the King.
So are they gonna do a callback to season 1, right, where he goes, "You kneel for no man," and he just goes, "On your knees," and he just pushes her down, on their wedding night?
No, because to quote Rafe Judkins, all we'll say romantic encounters in this show will be
right. Focus on the power of the women, right?
So
I forgot. I'm sorry. You said book accurate predictions.
Book inspired.
Oh, come on, Pern's a gentleman. That's not how it went down.
Do you think he's just going to get married so that he could axe her again?
What if he just refers to her as his battle axe for the rest of the show?
Okay.
Well, that
right.
she's a battle axe.
I think this is going out on a limb. If the show was like trying to honor the actual material, like source materials and the culture of the Two Rivers, there probably would be enough rumors of Pern and Fail at this point to like have people insist that they get married. But
yeah, okay.
Let's also keep in mind here that book Fail and Pern have been traveling together for a while, and Fail misleads the women's circle about how long they've been together.
Oh, you mean they had a relationship established?
Yeah.
Bizarre. I don't think the other thing you said can be used in the show because they already have Egwene and Rand fingering in the common room. Like you can't enforce old timey standards.
I like Sven's comment there that Fail is actually going to be the one to demand the wedding. But
that makes sense.
Pern is probably going to demur because he will say like, well, we have the battle to prepare for, and what if I die, and my trauma from my wife, and then afterwards he's gonna have no more excuses, nowhere to run.
Okay, I want to I don't think we need to fill in so orderly. I kind of want to put this one in as a best of chat
That's
prediction.
horrible. That's disgusting.
So this is going to be on the best of chat.
Yeah.
Thanks, Steve, for that. Under Fane, Dain, and the White Cloak predictions.
Oh.
Fane just has the dagger again for some reason.
I mean,
We
is there a
haven't
free
seen it at
space
all
on
this
this,
season.
or is that now the free space?
There's no free spaces on this one, unless, of course, we don't get any super chats, and then we've got 5 of them.
Fail demands an open marriage.
That could be a stupid show prediction, like
with Bane and Chiad.
Oh no! No! Okay, so getting back to Pern and Fail or Mandarb, what do we think the show characters are going to do? So I know, Pips, you provided this one where it was kind of inspired by the books, but what do we think about? I think Mandarb is probably going to save Pern in the battle.
Oh yeah,
like a couple of times, and maybe she even gets the highest kill count in the fight. But do you guys have maybe a stupid show prediction for those two?
So I think the show's going to come full circle, and I think that there's going to be a scene where they're both inside the blacksmith fighting Trollocs, and she turns around and axes him in the stomach.
I actually really like the idea of them mirroring that with Pern and Fail. Like,
or he does it again, but he misses this time, and he's like,
he's able to stop himself.
Yeah.
He's in more control. Like,
yeah,
I would have to hand it to the show writers. Like, that's actually a good thing to do with what they have done. Unfortunately, what they did was terrible, and so this is like better than terrible.
Well, if you actually wanted it to be good, you could have him like have grabbed the hammer this time, right? Because I love the scenes where he's fighting with the hammer, even though it's not as practical as the axe. And so they do the same scene, but he just hits her in the chest with a giant war hammer. He's like, "Oh, but you didn't die this time because I chose creation over destruction."
I don't know if this falls under Pern and Mandarb, but I was thinking, what about will he call the wolves to come and help fight?
Oh yeah, do we get Wolf Dream at all?
I don't even know if it'd be Wolf Dream. Is he, because he hasn't done any dream stuff, so I don't know if they can do that. But will the wolves come to fight beside Pern?
So
they should.
So you're thinking that they take the scene from the sort of dragon's camp at the start of the Dragon Reborn, where like we come, the wolves are talking to him, he's trying to push him out of his mind, and then they show up at the start of the battle, and like you think
there were 2 times when he kind of called the wolves to come and help, and we sort of saw it when he and Egwene escaped from the White Cloaks, but this would be an opportunity for them to bring that power back. They haven't done any wolf thing at all, except he's been smelling stuff, and that's it.
How about we put that here? So under general predictions, that's somewhat book accurate. Is that
wolves? Yeah.
Pern calls the wolves.
Yeah, calls the wolves to help the defense of the 2 rivers.
Ooh.
And that one counts, even if he unintentionally calls them like that. I think that would count too, because
I think you should say wolves come to help, because I'm not sure that Pern is going to call them. I think that they just might show up.
I don't think that. I mean, that wouldn't even be in his character. At least
at this point,
like
he doesn't have a relationship with them at this point. It would have to be subconscious. Like that's why I was saying it would be more of the Dragon Reborn sort of thing where
I see what you mean.
Talking to them and they sort of show up on their own because there's Darkspawn around and they just love killing Darkspawn.
Now we have this season
Shadowspawn.
This season we have seen the show try and sprinkle in like Easter eggs just in places where they make no sense and out of context. So what if his way of calling the wolves is he takes the line from you haven't read book 6 yet, right?
No.
Okay, so
I'd
without
say
spoilers,
say a
so
line.
just so I almost talked
Pulling
about
my
the
ears
scene,
out.
but what if no? This is spoiler free.
Okay.
I won't spoil the scene. What if they take the line? They're trying to cage Shadow Killer, but that's his pet name for Fail because she kills.
Yes, Fail needs more names. I agree.
That's how he
Show
calls the
Fail
wolves.
needs more names. Mandarb, Fail, Zareen, Shadow Killer. The third.
To be fair, though, Fail does look more like Shadow Killer than Rand does.
Right?
Probably has more kills, too. Oh. Okay.
I remembered. I almost spoiled some of the book for you.
Has chat come up with anything good recently? I don't think. Yeah, Sven said I don't think they're gonna do warging. They might, but that would be kind of silly. Oh, Nathan's here. Mandarb rides actual Mandarb to glory and victory over the Two Rivers Arm.
I think Ethan Brinkman might have a good one for the Pern and Mandarb predictions for the show.
Holy shit, guys, we got a super chat.
And they didn't include a prediction, so you're not on the chat.
Big John, if you want anything,
and
you've got your pick of where you want to put it under the super chat predictions. Thank you so much, sir. It all goes for a good cause. And Jeremy White gifted a White Cloak membership. That's very nice of you and very generous as well. Thank you, sir.
So Ethan Brinkman's comment was that Elias shows up with the wolves instead of the other Two Rivers folk.
Oh, you know what? That's an interesting prediction.
See, I was thinking it was going to be Loyal, but I think that's.
I could see that
better because there's even less setup for it.
Elias isn't in the credits though. Like this is something we definitely would have picked up on, so he's not coming back. But keeping that in mind, maybe I mentioned this already, but do we think so? Loyal is getting sent away. There was a scene that got dropped where he's the one who needs to like go through the ways or seal the way gate, and then needs to go because he looks tired and needs to go to his steading or whatnot.
Yeah, the line is that he's sending him back to the steading.
Yeah, but we know from the books that what happens is he sends Fail away, but she disobeys orders and returns to kind of save the battle at the very end.
Right.
Do we think we're going to get Loyal showing up with a whole steading full of Ogier warriors to help bail out the Two Rivers at the end?
There's no way the CGI. Yeah, there's no way the CGI budget has that, and they know the costume for Loyal is terrible and people hate it, which is why he's different in literally every scene while they're trying to focus group something that works. So I don't think that they show up with a bunch of other Ogier.
Yeah, I think you're on the right track, but it wouldn't be Ogier. I think it would be just other, or what's the, other Two Rivers. He shows up with more villagers.
Watch Hill and Devon.
Like there's a way gate to another side of the Two Rivers.
Yeah, and so they're going to give him, rather than, they're going to do a hold the door moment, right? So he's holding the door open for the villagers, and he's dying. Loyal is dead this episode.
Mary Thu, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, I think has a decent one here, basically saying that the Super Twin nuke with Alana is going to rip off the Fellowship of the Rings.
That's good.
The
that's
river.
Good. I like it.
Oh, like the horses? Okay.
Yeah.
So let's put that in as a best of chat prediction under Alana and Maxi Pad.
I like that.
Alana channels the river to wash away Trollocs. Interesting. No, I'm going to learn spelling to do that. I think, what did we were just discussing a moment ago prior to this, but there was, I think what we can do as a stupid show prediction, Alan, just to keep it going on the other characters, we're going to put Loyal dies.
He's got to.
So however it is, it could honestly be that, he disappears or he's not coming back. But perhaps he's going into the ways to lock it and confront Trollocs that are arriving.
Yeah, I think they'll give him a heroic send off.
Can I just say that, and this is not an argument against them having Loyal die, but it is just a comment worth noting. If episode 7 is sort of like the show finale for the subplot, so it's like the B plot finale, right?
Mm-hmm.
If they have Loyal die in 2 season finales,
well, there's this one from Space Oyster. How do we feel about making this a chat prediction general? That the wine spring gets destroyed again.
Yeah, I like it.
Yep.
So Loyal dies but comes back next season on a.
I mean, next season is not going to happen,
Yeah,
but if next season does happen, Rafe Judkins, you can Rafe Judkins. I'm putting this energy out into the universe. If season 4 does happen and we have to suffer through it, my one wish is that Loyal dies in this episode and then is alive again in season 4 and no one comments on it. If we could just keep the trope alive, keep doing it,
Beyond the remit of these predictions, Pips, we got to stick it with this episode, but I don't disagree. Okay, so Sir Blaze is saying Loyal is going to lead Bane and Chiad to flank the Trollocs so they could do a full-on cavalry charge from the rear.
On horseback? They're going to put the Aiel on horses?
That's almost a good prediction that we should find a place to put in.
They already gave them swords, so it wouldn't be a stretch,
You know, if you think about it, if the Trollocs are coming into the 2 rivers through the Waygate, and then they're like, I don't know what the logic is behind closing the Waygate anyway, because if they push back the Trollocs, where are they going to go?
Yeah.
They're just going to still be in the area. They've got this huge arm. They can't run away through the Waygate. They would have to push them into the Waygate and then shut it then and lock it from the outside so they can't come back. Wouldn't that be how you do it?
I mean, the book solution is you just kill all the Trollocs, right?
Yeah. I don't know if they're going to do that. Otherwise, why close the gate?
Jeremy White says Dain demands parents surrender to White Cloak justice. Since we already have a best chat in the Fane, Dain, and the White Cloaks prediction, I'm actually going to put that up here because I agree with
accurate.
This.
Yeah,
it's a book accurate. Demands Pern surrender.
Oh, and that's why he's there.
So
he gets caught up and forced to help in the fight because he was trying to strong arm Pern.
But the key thing that happens in the books is that the White Cloaks don't join in the fight, and the women come down and actually help and shore up the lines. And then when it's time for Pern to surrender, and Dain is being a little jerk, Pern says, "You guys didn't fight. You stood there all neat and prim on the green, and the women had to come save us. So I owe you nothing." That's what happens in the books. What we're seeing in the show, at least from the trailer, is that the White Cloaks do help out in the fight. So, anyways. Big John.
Okay. Something that's worth noticing there then is that he did say that we would be shocked by people dying. Can we put a Pern gets put out of his misery? He turns himself over to White Cloak Justice and they execute him. They're like, hey, it's time to get married. And he's like, hey, Dain, I'd like to turn myself in.
So what they do for his execution is they take Dain Bornhald's axe and then they shove Pern's mouth onto it, like they did like they do with the Shan-Chan horn.
Or maybe it goes the other way. Dain Bornhald actually witnesses Fael and Pern together, and he's like, justice has been meted out.
What about how important is Fael to
the story,
the rest of the story? Because I'm at the beginning of book 6. And
you have just hit a very sensitive vein for book readers. You don't know what you've accidentally stumbled into with that question.
Amber, what you stumbled into is if Fael dies in this episode, a lot of book fans who hate the show will all of a sudden be like, "Oh my god, they fixed everything about this property."
I will say that we have to give you a solid read and find out to that that answer.
Because the possibility was, that they decide to kill off Pern's second wife, and they have 2 dead wives. And
Freeing up
yeah.
Fairlane.
Do not ask that anymore. Okay, I won't. Pine Bear finds out where the 3rd one goes. I like that. Good one, Lady Balefire.
Oh man.
No, I think that's actually that was a good question, and I think the answer is that she's a continuing and important character, or at least major character, depending on how you want to define important.
I can see Dain killing her.
And
apparently they just released another clip, according to Steve. So,
oh goodness.
Oh, Steve, by the way, I'm so sorry that my stream went so long. It intruded on your time. I didn't even know that you were going to do a stream. I'm trying to catch up before episode 7 comes out. So I'm doing one again tonight, but I'll hopefully only keep it to 2 hours this time. I cannot do 3 again. It was too much. Sorry, off track there. I just wanted to apologize to Steve for that.
Don't apologize. Big John still owes us a prediction because
you're not even in this. You're not even in this stream. You can be mean to Steve. He's not even here.
I tried to coordinate around him, not knowing that he had already planned to do a stream that night. So I'm sorry.
Look at him. See, he says, "Stop, please stop.
Okay.
Please don't apologize." And he's really he's digging himself in there. Now I kind of feel bad for saying mean things to him. I'm sorry, Steve. See, he's not going to tell me not to apologize, though. He wants it.
Blaze, that's not coming on the card unless you pay for it, bud. I'm not getting married and getting called. All right.
Okay,
we don't have an Alana prediction, other than we had a good chat prediction about that. But what do we think would actually be a book accurate? I'm struggling to come up with one that's actually book accurate for these two, because
can Maxim die, please?
Yeah, should I do it? So I'm tempted to put in here that Alana's warder, not named Ivan, dies, because that would be book accurate, because she had a warder named Owen who died from the White Cloak arrow.
I just can't imagine that Rafe's friend is cut from this paycheck. I mean, roll.
His special friend that he brings to Thanksgiving, is that what you're saying?
But if what they really want, and if they know that the show's kind of on its last legs, what would be a better send-off for Maxim as a character than having an epic, heroic death scene where he saves the day?
I think Alana dying and then Ivan like going berserk mode and charging off is more likely than Ivan dying.
Somebody said that Alana has a big book moment, but it hasn't happened yet. I'm
not for you, but the moment is also something the show would never do.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Zero chance.
Well,
so functionally in the story, Alana could basically just disappear after this.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't want to do that book moment.
They've made her way too important a character, though, to not have her take over someone else's plot from the books.
So a prediction that would be show accurate would be that her non-Ivan named warder does die. But perhaps this leads into a stupid show prediction, is that Maxim dies because Alana dies and he gets the warder rage, and they tie it back to season 1. You guys happy with that?
Yeah, I don't hate that. That's nice. I think she's gonna have to have like something really big before that. Like maybe they give her maybe they pull a Moses with Alana. Like she's channeling for so long she can't keep her arms up, and so they prop her arms up with sticks.
No, we've already got the chat prediction that Alana channels to wash away Trollocs in the river. So maybe she's tired from that. So. Like, oh god, yeah, Staplebow's bringing that up. It's like the Queen of Manethrin from Moraine's story earlier.
So Staplebow's point, I think, is actually kind of what I was rolling around in my head here. So let me try and like kind of go through this. Have we seen Alana in any of the clips of the actual fighting in the town?
I haven't.
So
No,
what if she does the Queen of Manethrin bit, she burns herself out or otherwise dies, killing off all the Trollocs with the river or however else she does it coming down the mountain, and then Maxim has his, heroic death in the Two Rivers,
If they kill off Alana, though, like the fans would be so pissed off.
I mean, I agree. It would show a level of balls that I'm not sure that the the producers of this show have.
Like she is a fan favorite.
I don't know
that.
Why.
I think that goes right into the super chat for Pern and Mandarb.
Like I made the mistake of watching a little bit of a Daniel Green video, and the part I saw was Alana has become my favorite character.
Ugh.
Sven, thank you so much for the $2. I hope you note I'm putting that right into our super chat prediction row. It's on all the other character predictions because that is Marin Alvear, or Egwene's mom, that she will have a higher body count or kill count at the end of the fight than Perrin does. That is a very interesting prediction. Highly probable as well. So thank you. He's playing the game properly, guys. Everyone be like Sven. Perrin has to convince people to allow the Tinkers in. Ooh.
Oh, that's not bad.
That's somewhat book accurate.
I like that.
We could put that in.
They're not going to pull their own weight. Let's not let them
that
in
could
the
be
city.
A book accurate in all of the characters, maybe.
And their response will be, "Look, we can't help you fight, but we can help you
do other stuff.
We can help you build fences."
Yeah.
Okay. We can sew.
And it's going to be another.
They could do Three Amigos.
It's going to be another opportunity for the Coplans and Congers to be used to be bad people. Which, dang it, just reminded me of a book accurate. You know what? No, I'll put this in a stupid show accurate or prediction. Is Alana or somebody else? Man, Lord Luke would be the most hilarious one. But I'm going to say, is Alana going to give Moraine's speech about Manetheren again because they realize the song "Weep for Manetheren" in season 1 was too little, too far ago for the audience to remember?
That's not bad either.
Ooh, okay. How about we put that under an Alana overflow one? I'm still saving it for the super chat, but Alana weep for.
I like that.
Manetheren speech. Just to kind of reiterate to the townsfolk why they're fighting.
The alternative is that it's Loyal who does that, though, because they kind of set that up in that one episode where he's looking over the town. This was once where Manetheren was.
Oh, do you think we're going to get a voiceover during the training montage? Like the training and prep montage, that if it goes on for 5 minutes, maybe it's like Loyal or Alana has a voiceover that basically explains.
That would be very awkward for a long montage.
I would love that so much. if we get a Loyal voiceover on a montage that just tonally
maybe
the
it's not
slowest talking person and like a video montage simultaneously would be so good.
Maybe it's not during the montage, but one of the death scenes. Like as Alana's dying, you get Loyal explaining Manetheren.
Based Oyster is just on fire, and the chat just coming up with stuff. So Mandarb, so Fail dancing the Sasara for Pern to distract them from the trolls. Take your pick. All right, we got another one doing it right. Okay, Jeremy White, thank you so much. Fane kills Dain during the battle.
They have not built up an animosity between the two of those two. I think Child Valdar maybe.
Yeah, there's something that showed that in the tail end of that clip where Valda is stabbing what appears to be a white cloak. I'm hesitant to say that's Dain because Dain's like the one white cloak without a cloak on. You can kind of see the back of his armor, but
I also think that what's been set up is that the white cloaks that showed up with Fane are not actually white cloaks. They're just dark friends who murdered white cloaks and took their uniforms. So I could see Valda killing some of the fake white cloaks that are mixed in with the Trollocs, especially if we have the overarching thing about the white cloaks actually participating in helping the town. Which, by the way, I just want to throw out there that our point there that the White Cloaks actually help out, that we've kind of discussed a couple times. I'm not sure. Did we actually put that as one of the predictions? If that happens, it would be just another example of the show making the White Cloaks better. Continuing to be the heroes, which is fantastic. Like, it's just
which I like them in the show. If, take the books away and you have just the show, I like them. They're so not bad.
So far, the White Cloaks did nothing wrong.
Yeah,
they're right about everything.
So
Slayer will
Lord
be reduced
Luke,
to an Easter egg. He already is, but they haven't even mentioned Slayer. Lord Luke is just
they won't do Slayer
he
because
just kills so
Pern
many
doesn't go in the
Trollocs.
dream. Pern doesn't go in the dream to see him, so.
And the homage to the wolves getting killed because Slayer loves doing nothing but killing wolves. We saw wolf heads in the White Cloak camp, so the White Cloaks were off killing wolves, not.
Child Valdar is Slayer.
That's dumb enough that it could actually work.
It's not going to be Slayer. It's going to be Slay Queen, though. That's what they're going to call him. I do have a fun prediction that I've been holding on to for a while.
Okay.
I just want to come out the gate with my best idea. I think at some point during this episode, there's going to be some kind of MacGuffin or some kind of gate that needs to be closed to save the day. And we're going to get an Avengers Endgame moment with all of the female characters. Like Alana's going to go like, oh, I'm definitely the most powerful person here, but how am I going to get across the entire battlefield all by myself? And she's going to go eat. And then all the girls are going to show up and like, you're not alone. And even like the crispy Natty Cawthon's going to show up too. And she's going to participate in the Avengers and they're going to get that gate closed, baby.
I think we're going to get that with Bane and Jihad.
Yeah, Bane and Jihad. The two Matt's sisters show up. Crispy Natty Cawthon shows up too.
I can only endorse this idea if we get one of the characters uses the line, remember, to be a woman is to never be alone and to always be alone. Or no, it's the other way around. To always be alone and to never be alone.
Yeah.
That M's on the same thing.
Alone.
Yeah.
Well, because that's the line from Avengers Endgame. So it's perfect.
Should we put that stupid show prediction general? There's
I think actually gratuitous girl power coupled with endgame line.
I like Sir Blaze's comment.
Oh my God. No.
It won't happen.
Well, they do owe him toe, so.
All right, I'm just going to say this is a general stupid show prediction. There is probably going to be a massive kind of girl bossy type moment. Like in the books, it's actually the moment where all the women come down to like assist in the fighting.
It's a legitimate girl boss moment. It's awesome.
Yeah, but they can't do that because they have all the women already participating in the battle. Right. So I think you're probably onto something. There's going to be some task or MacGuffin or strategic objective. People gather around and be like, how do we do this? And then a bunch of women stand up and be like, I'm going to do this. And then it's like, but to be a woman is to be alone. And then another woman's going to say, and never alone. And then they go off together and succeed.
And the setup will be like, this could only be pulled off by someone who's forever alone. And also never, and you have my alone, and my alone, because we're also never alone.
It'll be great.
I will do it. I will close the gate to Mordor.
All right. We're filling up pretty good on this bingo card, but oddly enough, this is Perrin's story, and we've only filled in one prediction.
Because he's not going to be in the episode, Dain.
I think Pern is going to be a foot soldier and not a commander on the field.
Yeah.
He will be involved in the prep, but he won't be a commander in the field.
Absolutely.
That will be Maxim and Egwene's mother. They will be the commanders. He'll be a foot soldier, but he will be assisting with the preparations.
So you're assisting with the preparations, Match, is kind of what I was going to say, which is I think he's going to be blacksmithing armor. He's going to be sitting there making armor during the montage, and it's going to be like, yeah.
I think in one of the clips or one of the stills that Dain showed, but also in one of it was when Pern was standing there and next to him was Fail. She was looking down, and then also one of the girls was next to him. He has something in his hand. It looks like, I don't know, a greave or something like he had been making, which wouldn't be his job if he's the blacksmith, but yeah.
Well, okay. Well, I feel somewhat vindicated. I haven't really watched the trailer very closely. I think I watched it once with Steve, kind of going through real quick. Actually, no. This is a different week. I haven't watched the trailer.
Oh God, do we think that Mandarb, i.e. Fail, will take command because both her parents were generals?
Yeah.
I did not think about that. That seems very plausible.
Her dark friend mother.
So Mandarb teaches Pern how to be a general. It's semi-book accurate because Fail does feed in kind of words of wisdom, but like in the middle of the battle, like I could totally see that Pern doesn't know what to do and is just always turning to her.
She's going to be Tenobia reborn.
Oh God. I think we get Bane and Chiad playing Maiden's Kiss with Loyal after saving him, and then cuts to the next morning and the three are lying in bed and Chiad says, "Your toe has been met." Oh my God. Forsaken, that's evil.
I hate that, but that should be best to chat for other characters.
Oh, really? Okay.
Knowing Rafe, toe. We've already know toe isn't what it's supposed to be. What if it's just like a foot fetish?
Gross. So Bane and Chiad, all other characters.
The least gross thing about this show.
Seduce Loyal. I'm just going to leave it at seduce. I don't know how they're going to seduce, but it's going to be strongly implied, which is already weird enough. But okay, here's a question for you, Pips. Trip's asking, do we actually think Pern is going to do any real blacksmithing?
Well, we did.
Yeah, because I think it's
doing some.
Yeah, I think they showed a shot of him making.
Well, I was basing it again, not having seen the shot. I just assumed, like, what would you have Pern do if you wanted to like pretend that he's helping, but also not give him any dialogue and not actually have him do anything useful? And it would be, you put him in the background hammering on things while like the other better characters,
he's still blacksmithing.
Where does he get his armor?
I know. I was just thinking the same thing. It's probably going to be something hilarious, though. It's going to be like it was found in a crate in some farmer's attic. Like, oh yeah, we have this just like in the books, except it's going to be a full suit of perfectly unrusted armor that fits Pern.
Does it at all look like White Cloak armor?
I didn't think so.
No, because it actually has a chest piece. The White Cloak armor only covers one of the arms.
Okay.
How great would it be if Dain Bornhald gives Pern his father's armor?
Not happening.
I've been carrying this around since you murdered him here.
Okay, here's a question for you guys. Trip was alluding to it about Aram. Is Aram going to pick up the sword? Yes or no? So we've already kind of gotten some of the all other characters. We haven't really focused on this enough, but I started off with this as a question. It's a minor spoiler for Amber, but Aram doesn't have a good fate in the end of the books. Do you think they accelerate his arc and kind of show the tragic side of giving up the way of the leaf?
I think. Yeah, sorry. Go.
No. I think it's just going to be a false flag. They're going to show him picking up the sword, and it's like, oh, he's going to fight, and then he gets stabbed and immediately killed. Like through the chest with a spear or something. I think they're going to tease it and then pull the rug.
So I actually kind of agree with you, but I think there's going to be something specific that happens, and this is actually what I thought watching episode 4. And I was like, a competent showrunner would do this, which maybe rules it out completely right now, but I'm still going to say it.
Mm-hmm. You think they
which
do
is that
his actual plot?
So the scene from Lewin in the flashback where he comes back carrying his dead friend, and the mother says, "You're no son of mine. Be gone. Be gone from my sight," or whatever the words that she uses is, right. So Aram is going to pick up the sword and say he's going to fight, and the mother is going to say the same thing to Aram that Lewin's mother said to him, and then Aram's going to go fight and he's going to get killed. And then the mother is going to blame Pern, even though probably not Pern convinced him to do it.
Okay, Big John, we actually owe you a prediction because you gave us the best super chat or biggest super chat so far. So I'm actually contemplating here that so we've already got that Fane kills Dain during the battle, but it could be that Pern is just so utterly incompetent. I don't think I'm going to take. Is that
That's what the montage is. The montage is him accidentally killing other people.
Is that a Mice and Men reference?
It is. It is. Yeah.
Okay. Where do I put that?
Yeah, I think it paint. Yeah, right there.
All right, it's fine. It's fine. I don't think we were going to get a column on the Pern thing, anyways. So that's great. That's okay. That's good. Thank you, Big John.
So what do you guys think of my callback to the Lewin scene with Aram and then having him die?
I think it's...
Again, right? Like a competent showrunner would 100% do
right.
that after showing the scene. Like that would be what you would do. It would remind you of what happened in the other scene. It would reinforce the difference between the whole Aiel and the Tinker's historic sort of connection. Like it would do a lot of good things for the show, and would also prune a character and would be one of those like, oh, you didn't think that this person was going to die. It would be,
Yeah, that's the problem. Is it would actually make sense, and so I don't think it's going to happen.
Amber seems like she's thinking about it.
I am thinking about it because I feel like they would be spending a lot of time on that, and perhaps they'll give it less screen time. Like I don't know how the heck they think they have all this time to do stuff in the show, but I almost feel like they would have Aram's mother somehow die in the conflict, even though she's not directly involved in it. She's indirectly involved in it, and he just picks up a sword and starts fighting. Like we don't get any moment of this is a decision I'm making not out of passion, but because, well, it is kind of, but I think he's going to arrive and his dad is dead. They will come into town. His dad's already been killed, and then his mother is going to get killed, and it'll be too much for him, and he just picks up a blade and goes. And that'll be, and then whatever happens to him after that, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do.
As Jeremy's saying here, if Aiel is the one to teach Aram how to fight, then Aram will get all of the flippy kick superpowers. Then we might see Aram hopping on Trollocs and with the legs and twisting, rolling around and hucking knives. Maybe that's what happens.
So Amber, I would 100% agree with you that I think yes, the dad is probably dead when they show up. I think that's probably true. I just think that so your point about like they don't have enough time to spend on this thing with this minor character is almost that's my defense against Tech-Max's point about like a competent showrunner would do it.
Yeah.
It's like it's because it would make sense, but it would still be a huge waste of time. And so
but it hasn't bothered them wasting time before, but they typically waste time on the women having big moments.
It's true.
So
again with good points. You're kind of I thought that I was inhabiting the mind of Rafe Judkins. It was a scary place, by the way. It was dark and full of terrors. But you might have convinced me that no.
Aram is going to ride Loyal into battle now, pulling a Galadriel, leaning back and lopping Trolloc with him.
I think I may have just figured it out, but by all of this wonderful discussion, I put all the pieces together, and what actually happens is a book accurate prediction, where, because Perrin's got to accidentally kill someone in this episode. Perrin accidentally kills Aram's mom,
No.
And then you get
No.
then you get Aram's real book plot.
No, that's
which
silly.
I don't want to spoil.
I can't. That's so out of left field. That's not going to happen.
I mean, I do like the idea of we see more things in this episode of Perrin swinging an axe and accidentally burying it into random women's chests.
God, he accidentally kills me, for crying out loud. I think we're on.
Just
okay,
just
chat. Just so you guys,
it just turns into a slapstick episode of him comically trying to kill Trollocs and accidentally killing other people.
Yeah.
Do you think that they'll have Fane face off with Fane? Fane, yes, Fane, not Dain. Fane face off with Pern at some point, because he had a moment like that with Matt in the previous season. Like, you think you're going to mirror that for this?
That's not bad. I think Trip also has a good question. Who kills Aram's mom then? Because I do think she also dies in this episode.
So Aaron's mom in the show is already dead. That was in season 1 because Isla and Rayan were her grandparents.
But the
mom was already dead.
The mother figure.
Yeah.
Right.
The grandpa and grandma grandpa will be dead before they arrive. Grandma will be killed in the episode.
Yeah. So that's what the show.
By anyone important or just Trollocs?
It probably just Trollocs.
Okay. All right.
But do we think so? Just going to the miscellaneous prediction or overflow, is there going to be a Pern? Oh, actually, I've got one that I want to put in, and there's a Pern Thane confrontation.
Yeah, I don't hate that.
But there's something specific here. Let me just spell it right. Confrontation.
Maybe
Layla was a dark friend.
Yeah.
Oh, so is that those are two separate things?
Well, it's tied together.
That's what
because
causes the confrontation.
No, this is how the information is. Okay. This is how the information is revealed, because there was Reddit speculation at season 1. Based on the position that Layla, Pern's fridged ex-wife,
it looks like she was
holding the weapon, that she was going to bring the weapon down on Pern, and he turned around and axed her. And then Reddit started chatting, being like, maybe Layla was a dark friend, and this is how he gets over the trauma of killing his wife.
And that would mirror Paden Fane and what he does to Matt in the second season, where he's like trying to tempt him. This is show exclusive, not in the book, but he tried to get at Matt and his addiction, like, because he knew Matt growing up, and so this would be something that he can use to get at Pern with. I like that. That's actually good. I like that.
But there's another point to this, and that is in season 2, episode 1, Perrin actually talks to Ingtar about Paden Fane and how he feels betrayed by Paden Fane, and that his wife Layla used to wave at Paden Fane when he came by, implying that there was a connection between the two. So if they actually do this, that means Reddit gets a writing credit for the show, because they totally came up with that on the fly. And it appeared that they were going this direction in season 2. I think if there is a Fane versus Perrin confrontation in this episode, the subject matter of Layla comes up. It's a shame Pern has already moved on and is sleeping with Fail already. But
the only wrench in that is that he's already over his wife.
Yeah.
That's why the marriage has to happen after the battle.
Okay.
They can't have it happen before, right? Because then it would be like, well, what's the point of doing this now? He's already 100%, he's replacing his wife. So they'll have to do this. And then after the battle, he can get married.
Oh, the ultimate insult trip. The ultimate
Do you think
insult.
we'll actually see the wedding at the end of this episode, or will we wait until the show finale, as in the season finale, and we'll get just like a quick shot of the Two Rivers there'll be that monologue that you're talking about, or maybe it's Loyal's voice, and then we're seeing everybody recovering after whatever's going to happen in the waste and whatever's going to happen at the Two Towers, and then we'll just get a shot of the Two Rivers recovering, and there's a wedding.
Can I just say that I think the only reason we would get that, the only reason that we wouldn't like have it finish this episode and then instead we would do like, you get most of it this episode, but they circle back, would be if the end of next episode, or not next, if the end of episode 8 is like a fully acknowledged series finale where they've like tried to sort of wrap it all up in a bow because they know that they're getting canceled. And so they
something because they know that they were only signed on for these 3 episodes in advance, so they didn't know what was going to come. So I feel like it'd be a good place for them to like, let's make this a very sentimental ending to this season, but not necessarily wrapping it up for the whole show. Like this is the end of the show, because they'd have to do a lot of weird things to make that happen.
Amanda, I like this prediction. Guys, what do you think? Should we put this in the overflow? That I don't know how the information will be conveyed, but we know that Pern's family was evacuated by Tam and Abel, but Fane is in the 2 rivers, and maybe he'll like come and show up and be like, "Yeah, I killed your family."
That could work. I could see that.
I do like Pern's family does get killed off screen. I don't. Oh, it's with Tam and Abel. Yes. Okay. I thought it was by Tam and Abel. And I was like, I don't think even they would desecrate Tam that much.
Well, just put a qualifier in there that maybe. Oh, sorry, the comment is still up. But if I remove that, you can see what I wrote. Pern's family is killed off screen, and then perhaps along with Tam, Abel, and Bran. Oh God, maybe they'll show up and be like, "Here's your family's heads." Maybe Dain does that just to be a bad guy. I don't know.
Though that's a lot of weight to carry around. I mean, what do they say? A head weighs like 8 pounds, something like that. I guess if it's been dehydrated, it wouldn't be so lot.
Or children.
They rip off Return of the King and just catapult them over into the sea.
Oh, damn it, Spaced Oyster. They're not. Oh, God damn. Okay. All right. This bingo card is filling out pretty nice. I think once it's all the way full, I'll do a quick recap of some of the better ones. But just so chat knows, there we go. We got another super chat. So thank you, Jeremy White, again.
General prediction, sliding right into the free space.
That's Rand is on his knees somehow. That's never a bad prediction. I think it's happened a couple of times.
Yeah, I mean, it's
not even the episode. It just cuts.
He's not even supposed to
Rand
be in this episode, but I mean, it's probably going to be.
You know how they can sneak that in. It'll be the like next time on the Wheel of Crime.
This season on the Wheel of Time. Oh.
It wouldn't even have.
Or previously on. It could be a previously on, but it'll sneak in there. It'll be in there.
Could just be. It could be a flashback. Maybe Tam shows up and is like, "I remember my son when he was on his knees. It happened all the time." Or I don't know. I don't know how they'll do it. I'm pretty sure they'll do it.
Cat Leo, I happen to know because there used to be a famous commercial where they would drop an 8-pound bowling ball on a pillow, and they say that the head weighs about 8 pounds, and then like that's how I knew how much a head on its own weighs.
I know how they do it. I know how they get Rand on his knees.
Oh, how?
Okay, so they do a callback to my previous joke about Pern and Fael doing the on your knees scene.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, except she does it to Pern. She goes on your knees and she pushes him down, and then he, book accurate prediction, says, "I wish Rand was here. He was always so good at being on his knees."
So you could tweak it just a little bit and say she pushes him down, and then he says, "You would wish Rand was here. He was way better with women."
There you go.
She would still need to be on a step or something. Like, she's so short.
Yeah.
He's going to have to on his hands and knees.
All right. We've got space for one more super chat prediction, and it's about Alana and Maxi Pad. So I'd be interesting to see what someone wants to pay for saying those two guys. And we have one more in the overflow. So chat. Also, if you don't feel like paying, maybe you can get your prediction in. It's a Thane, Dain, and the White Cloaks prediction, or else us as a panel, we're going to have to come up with something that that the White Cloaks will do.
Let's see.
We've already got.
I want the super chat to get my own sting in.
It's the eternal calculation. Yeah, if nobody super chats in the next couple of minutes, I'm just going to give that one or give that slot to Pips, but that's for Alana and Maxi Pad. What do we think? Alternatively, what's another Thane or White Cloaks prediction that we can do? Kind of covered it pretty well, right?
Yeah, I think we got a good spread.
The child Valda as Slayer. That's it. Yeah, that's the only one that's a bit of a stretch, I think.
I think we can't get Slayer. It doesn't make sense, but it does make sense that they would try and throw it in as an Easter egg. But I don't think it's going to be Luke. I think it's going to be the Pot on Fane confrontation. I think he's going to call Pot on Fane Slayer as an Easter egg.
Trip, that's not even a prediction. That's
you mean like that's his
just a
nickname?
given.
He just says like you're I don't know, during their fight. You destroy everything, you Slayer. It's going to be really ham-fisted. It's going to be horrible.
So Staplebo says Dain makes the deal with Pern, but it can't be fulfilled because all the White Cloaks die. Okay. You know what? I'll add that one in. Is we get a White Cloaks total party kill, TPK, and that saves Pern from his promise.
Do you think that they'll have the White Cloaks involved in the battle, but then they run away in the middle of it or something? Or like they abandon them at a crucial moment?
That could be it, or it gets revealed kind of halfway through that half the White Cloaks are a fifth column, right? Fane's White Cloaks, and then it's the enemy within. They open a gate, let the Trollocs through, and there's some drama from that. But I kind of like Staplebo's prediction here being like it would be typical for the show that the White Cloaks do fight. They do uphold their end of the bargain. And the only reason why Pern isn't held now responsible for murdering Jeffrey Bornhold is because everybody died, except for Pern.
Well, what about Dain? Would he live through all of that?
No, I think he's going to eat it completely.
He's going to die too? Okay.
Probably. So White Cloaks total party kill, and that's what saves Pern from his promise. Happy ending, everybody. Okay, what is Pip saying? That's not a prediction, Pips. Jeepers. But do smash that like button. We've only got one more to go. It's a super chat one. I'm honestly floored.
I like Man of Minethrins.
Oh,
I don't know why that image is so goofy to me.
I was kind of surprised Dain isn't wearing a sling. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna add that to the child Valda is Slayer. And he's like Arthur Two Sheds Jackson, two slings.
Spaced Oyster's got a Maxi Pad prediction for us.
Maxi Pad does hook up with Baker Boy, and then Alana has a new war. You know what? Spaced, you've been throwing in some good predictions all the time through. I think we can give that one to you. So
he can even throw in a line. He's like, "Hey, look, your bread is garbage, but you make me rise."
Oh, gross.
Baker Boy becomes a new warder. There are bread jokes.
So they're like, it's been
for reference,
years
that's how you
1.
do innuendo, not the hills of Tanchico, okay?
So the weird thing is they talk about how, it's been years since episode 1 of season 1, but it was only like, it was only, what did we decide it was? 1 year between season 1 and season 2, right? Because they're celebrating Beltane again.
Except that they've said it contradicts itself, though.
Yeah, it does contradict itself. But then
they said 7 months.
But when we get to the start of season 2, it's only been 1 month since the end. When we get to the start of season 1, it's only been 1 month since season 2. So it has not been years.
Yeah.
At most 2.
Yeah.
At most, it's 11 months. That's at most. The series has taken 11 months in its own timeline, but the show doesn't know that, so it references things that happened in 2021 as happening years ago.
Right, and Beltane happens twice. Yeah,
in a 7-month span. Like it makes no sense. But okay, guys, I'm just going to do a quick summary here. Our book accurate predictions that we think will, and these are book inspired more than accurate, that there's going to be a Pern and Fail wedding, that Maxim dies because Alana's other warder did die, that Pern calls the wolves to help in the defense of the two rivers. That's not what happens in the Shadow Rising. It happens more in the third book, but it would be nice to see Pern use his wolf powers at all. Dain demands Pern surrenders, but not until after the fight. So that would be a way to get kind of the White Cloaks involved in the fight. And we also say that the Tinkers are going to be refused entry until Pern convinces his townsfolk to let them in otherwise. Our dumb show predictions going across, Pern is basically going to be a foot soldier and do nothing in the battle other than that. Yeah. We think that Alana might die, and then Maxim is going to have his fit of warder rage, which would be a callback to season 1. There's going to be a woman girl boss end game finale moment, and maybe they'll do the woman never alone, always alone stuff. Child Valda is 2 Sling Slayer or something. And then a stupid show prediction is Loyal dies. I think that's been telegraphed. He's probably going to disappear, but we just don't know the context of him going into that waygate from that clip, whether he's going off to leave or if he goes off to die. Our super chats are Pern accidentally kills me. Great, thanks, guys. The Baker Boy becomes the new warder. Rand is on his knees somehow. Fane kills Dain.
Does that count as an episode 7 thing, though? Because it's
we
Rand.
We don't know how it's going to happen.
Somehow Rand is on his knees. Okay.
And it's in the critical central spot. So
yeah, it's in the central free square. So it actually that's kind of the perfect thing to slot into that spot.
It is.
It's just free space. It's
maybe Pern does go into the wolf dream, and the first thing he sees is Rand on his knees.
So we also have Fane killing Dain during the battle. So maybe Fane and Pern team up to kill Dain, but either way, it looks like
Ooh,
if those are mutually exclusive, it's going to be tough.
While he's confused about the revelation about Layla.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Okay, and then Marinelle.
Those 3 points could be harmonized.
Yeah. So best of chat. So these are the freebies that you guys got. So Mandarb teaches Pern how to be a general. That's probably going to be a given. I think that's a good prediction. Alana channels the river. So we saw Alana Link channeling scene, and it's kind of going out of river. So maybe that gets tied in. We also think the wine spring is going to be destroyed again because they just couldn't resist. Fane has the dagger again. Thank you, Steve, for that prediction. Yes, he's probably just going to show up with the Shadow Logoth dagger. And then because the show cannot help itself, we're going to have a sexual innuendo with Bane, Shiad, and Loyal, obviously. And then for our final column, which was overflows, we've got the Pern Fane confrontation. The key thing that's revealed here is that Layla was a dark friend, helping him get over his dead wife, but not in time for him not to be a scumbag. Alana is going to give a type of weep for Manetheren speech to rally the people. It could also be Loyal. If we're right about this, I'm still going to stamp the bingo card that we got that one right. Pern's family is killed off screen. Potentially also including Tam, Abel, and Bran. The White Cloaks all get decimated or total party kill, and that's what saves Pern from having to fulfill his promise to go with Dain and own up for his murder too. And then we also think that Aram is going to have kind of a quasi-book accurate moment. He's going to pick up the sword, but he's also going to die in this episode. So those are our predictions.
That's a really good one.
All right, this is kind of cool that we can kind of do this for a single episode because, as I said at the outset, it sounds like this is going to be a Two Rivers only, aside from our center square, obviously. But Rand kneeling, that's like a given. He does it in every episode. But we could do this because we no longer have to worry about if our predictions are actually going to be in the next episode and not an episode later. So typically you could only do an episode-specific stream about predictions in lieu of the finale, but I think we can do it twice now. Yeah. But still up in the air. Amber, if you want to do something like this on your channel for the finale, This was only an idea, but I recommend it. It's a good way to get engagement. Pips, thanks for coming out. I know it's late for you too. And I think we got up to the mid 40s in chat, which was super nice, even for a middle of the day stream. And amazingly, 4 super chats. So thank you guys so much. I go back to our starred messages. Big thanks to Big John, Jeremy White for the gifted membership, Sven for doing an actual first prediction, which made it onto the card. And then Jeremy White again gave us 2 more super chat predictions that we put on the card. So fantastic. It looks like, one of them is in pounds. That's a lot of money, actually, especially Canadian. But it looks like we got enough here to probably buy 1 or 2 copies of a book to put in a public library for kids. That's what we do with all the funds that we have here on the White Cloak stream. I hope all of my guests have had fun, but let's run down. Amber, you mentioned it already. You're doing a stream later today. You got other things still planned for your channel?
Yeah, I just have the stream coming up tonight at 7 o'clock. I'm trying to hustle and get caught up to episode 7. So we're going to talk about episode 5 and 6 tonight for only about 2 hours, starting at 7 p.m. I think it's Pacific time for most people. I'm in Arizona, so I don't do time zones. We just do our own thing. So I don't know what time zone I'm in. I think it's Pacific time. Then on Sunday night, I'm going to do an episode 7 live stream. But in the meantime, I've been recording for this episode 3. Sorry, it's up on my screen. So I was like, that thing. I've been working on that stupid thing. So I don't really have anything else to announce otherwise. But I do like this bingo card thing. And Dain had suggested it to me, like I should do this for the finale. And I don't know if I could do it by myself. I would love to have you guys do it again, because I wouldn't be able to come up with these things. And I don't know. But if you guys are up for that, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, let's try and arrange that. And maybe we can kind of get the whole setup. I don't know. Yeah, we'll work on it offline. But if we get it on your channel and your much larger audience, and maybe at a different time to get more people involved, would be very
Pips, if
interesting.
you're available only during the daytime, I'm pretty flexible as well. So we can talk about it maybe immediately after this or later tonight or tomorrow and try to see if there's a good time that works for everybody. So that'd be awesome.
And Alan, you've got something planned as well. You're trying to get organized for this weekend, right?
Yeah, I'm just waiting for people to respond. We're going to do it Saturday. I don't know the specific time yet. It might be the same time as this stream. It might be later. But I've been planning for a while. I want to get all the White Cloaks to fight each other and play a game called Are You Smarter Than a Rafe Judkins, which is if you were the showrunner, how would you divide up 15 books into 8 seasons?
Oh, I like that. That'll be a good one.
Yeah, so I mean, you can only participate if you've read all the. I would love to.
No, I can't. I have to work somewhere on all day Saturday, so sorry.
No, I've been wanting to do it for a while, but you also kind of have to have read the whole series to be able to participate anyway. So there's a lot of people. I was like, I wanted to include, but they haven't finished. So,
Pips, you got anything planned? I don't think you do. Oh, you might be gone because of an air raid or something.
Yeah. I also just have my weekly live stream on Sundays, and I was supposed to have a video out this morning that I have not finished yet, but it's breaking down how the show has turned every good character into a bad person, and for some reason all of the villains are good people in the show. So,
what time is your thing on Sunday? I don't want to overlap.
Oh, don't worry about it. I stream at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time every Sunday.
Okay.
That's a weekly thing. Like, there's so many YouTubers, there's overlap all the time. So
okay, I will try not to do that time though. Just
don't worry.
I've already overlapped Steve. I feel bad.
I'd love to have you on the show sometime too, if you want.
Yeah, anytime. I'm very flexible.
And to answer your question, Dain, I do actually have something planned, which is
what?
I mean, when does it actually happen here? Let's see.
You come back stateside?
Night at midnight, Steve's channel.
Oh.
Is that literally? Is it in like 8 hours? Is that one? No, not 8 hours. Is it like 12 hours from now? I don't know. What time zone does this episode come out at? It's tonight for you guys, right?
12 and a half hours from now.
Yeah, it comes
the next
out
episode is going to drop.
All right, cool. I thought so, but then I thought about time zones. And whenever you contemplate time, especially as a horse, it's very sort of existential. You start kind of being confused. I kind of start counting with my hooves. I can only count to 4. It's a real problem.
We've all seen how your eyes go cross-eyed underneath those shades, Pips.
Yeah,
we know
exactly.
Where that picture comes from.
So we're going to do a live stream of the episode as it comes out on the Discord, and then I'll be joining Steve on his channel to do a post-show reaction. Those typically go a couple hours. We kind of click through the show and sort of talk through what we just saw. So while most of you guys are sleeping, I will probably be sitting up with Steve, finding out how good our predictions actually panned out.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. And as far as what I've got planned, I'm going to wait until the weekend to do my episode 7 review. I'm going to have Aldan on, the co-pilot from down in Australia, and we'll cover off the predictions from this bingo card as well. I'll update my analytics for the word count and just generally work on my jokes and have a funny, quick, low effort review stream for episode 7. But guys, thanks so much for coming out. I think we're at 90 minutes, which is kind of a good, efficient length for a stream. I'm still blown away. We got super chats. Really blown away. We got so many people showing up. So even now we've got Mule picking up. Jeremy, obviously, thank you so much for the earlier super chats. John Thomas, good to see you guys too. Y Sadai was in here. So a lot of familiar names, a couple of new faces. Hope you guys were entertained middle of the day. Super glad everyone was able to make it out. And let's see how smart we are at being able to predict this show. And if we're super good, stay tuned. We're going to probably do it for the finale as well, but on a much bigger platform. All right. Take care, everyone. Outro and end stream.
The wheel of time turns, and ages come and pass, leaving memories that become legend. Legend fades to myth, and even myth is long forgotten when the age that gave it birth comes again. In one age, called the Third Age by some, an age yet to come, an age long past, a wind rose in the mountains of mist. The wind was not the beginning. There are neither beginnings nor endings to the turning of the wheel of time. But it was a beginning.